Government at all mulling a larger conversation of any kind about the conditions of migrant workers across the world? We know that Kuwait specifically they've looked at with this incident, but this is obviously a problem that is pertinent across the world in many places where Indians go to work. Now we know, for example, there is the Pravasi Bharti opportunity, rather the insurance policy that they offer in case anything happens to you. But in terms of more coverage, is there a conversation there that the government is looking at to take care of Indians abroad?
In the countries around Gulf, the population of the native population is very less, and their entire projects in terms of constructions, oil and refinery, and other industries, they are much labor intensive. So they get laborers from many South Asian countries, from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, India, Philippines, and they do contribute a lot in their economic development. But since many of these, in fact, most of these jobs are blue-collar jobs, and they are not very well literate, so they are not always in a capacity to negotiate. If we talk about Indian diaspora working around the world, a lot of it goes to Western countries also, USA also, but most of them are white-collar jobs, so they are recruited at a much better working condition, at a better salary package. They are also aware of their rights and how much they can ensure in terms of negotiation with their employees. But that is not the condition in Gulf. Most of these people are not very well aware of their rights, and they are exploited because of their own need and the greed of the contractor, as well as we have been talking. So the Indian government, since it understands the fact that a lot of billions of dollars of remittances come every year from these working population from Gulf countries, they have also launched their own insurance scheme, and that is one of them is Pravasi Bharti Bima Yojana, that in fact gives about 10 lakh rupees if a person is dead in some accident while working in these countries. Apart from that, there are other insurance benefits also that this scheme gives to the family members of the deceased also. So one can only hope that Indian government will also up their facilities for these migrant workers. At the same time, Indian government will also put pressure on these Gulf countries that their working conditions should be improved, they should be given more packages, and the exploitation of Indian workers in these countries should not happen the way it has been happening in the last 10 years. We have seen the conditions have improved, but there is still much that needs to be done to ensure not only the safety measures, but also that they are not exploited and they are provided with enough social security and living conditions.
Okay, Abhishek, stay with us. I just want to tell our audiences, these are live visuals coming in right now from Kochi. Let's go to our colleague Neetu. Neetu, let me share with our audiences right now. We're looking at the IAF plane that's arrived with the mortal remains of those who passed away in the incident in Kuwait. And I just want to tell our audiences, a very large proportion of those who died, the 40 people who were Indian who died, were from the state of Kerala, which is why the plane has first stopped at Kochi. It will then make its way to Delhi. Neetu, can you just tell our audiences about the situation in the airport itself? So I believe you had told us earlier that there is police security arrangements that have been done for this moment. But just tell us a little bit more about what's taking place in Kochi.
See, elaborate arrangements have been made at the Kochi airport, where everything is arranged to bring in to bring the mortal remains. Each of their names and photos have been stuck there. It's disheartening to see that for 23 people from the state who have gone to breadwinners of the family, who went there to have a better life and livelihood, better life for their families back home, brought back in this situation, and their loved ones also waiting there along with the government and representatives. I can't even explain in words how difficult it is for those families who are waiting there to carry the mortal remains, to get back the mortal remains, people who have gone, whom they had communication with. There are some people whom they had communications with even 2 hours before, but then now it's a mortal remains that they have to, fathers, brothers, spouses waiting. I mean, it's disheartening to see that. Right now, we are at the residence of Arun Babu, 37-year-old. He has 2 young children, survived by a mother, wife. This is his residence here, where he just went about 7 to 8 months back to Kuwait. He was earlier in Kuwait. During COVID time, he was back here. But later, about 7 to 8 months back, he went back from here. He was working in this particular company earlier also. 37-year-old, survived by his wife, 2 young children. Right from the time they got to know about him, about this death, the people in this area are shocked and shattered. They say that he was somebody who used to help the people in this area. Even during COVID times, he was working with taking these patients, and he was somebody who used to work for the people also. We have along with us a person from this area and also a relative of Arun Babu. ചേട്ടാ, നിങ്ങൾ എപ്പോഴാണ് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു വിവരം അറിഞ്ഞത്? പുള്ളി പോയിട്ട് എത്ര നാളായി? എങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരാളായിരുന്നു പുള്ളി?
ഏറ്റവും നല്ലൊരു മനുഷ്യനായിരുന്നു. ആൾക്കാരോടെല്ലാവരും നല്ല സഹകരണമായിരുന്നു. ജനസേവകനായിരുന്നു. ഇവിടുന്ന് ഇപ്പോൾ ജോലിക്ക് പോയിട്ട് 8 മാസത്തോളമാവുന്നു.
ഈ കോവിഡ് സമയത്തൊക്കെ
കോവിഡ് രോഗികളെ പരിപാലിക്കുന്നതിനും അവരുടെ ഭക്ഷണങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ട് കൊടുക്കുന്നതിനും അവരുടെ മരണപ്പെട്ട കോവിഡ് രോഗികളെ ശവസംസ്കാര ചടങ്ങുകളിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കുന്നതിനും അതിനെ നടത്തിക്കുന്നതിനും വേണ്ടി നടന്ന ഒരു വ്യക്തിയാണ്.
ഇപ്പം ഗവൺമെൻറ് ഒരു 5 ലക്ഷമാണ് ഇവർക്ക് കോമ്പൻസേഷൻ പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത്. എന്താണ് നാട്ടുകാരൻ എന്ന രീതിയിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളത്?
കൂടുതൽ തുക കൊടുക്കണമെന്നാണ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഗവൺമെൻറ്റിനോട് ആവശ്യപ്പെടാൻ.
ഈ പുള്ളിയായിരുന്നു ഈ ഒരു
കുടുംബത്തിൻ്റെ തലവൻ, നാഥൻ. മറ്റു വരുമാന മാർഗങ്ങളൊന്നുമില്ല.
He's just telling us that this was a person during COVID who used to help people, COVID patients, distribute food to them, even and taking care of these COVID patients. And he goes on to say that he was the head of this family here. He was taking care of this family. 5 lakh is the expenditure that the government has announced at this moment, but they say that these families need more. കുട്ടികൾ തീരെ ചെറുതാണ്.
ഒരാളിന് 13 വയസ്സ്, ഒരാളിന് 3 വയസ്സ്. 2 പെൺകുട്ടികളാണ്. ഇല്ല, ഒന്നുമില്ല. വീട്ടമ്മയാണ്. അമ്മയ്ക്കും ജോലിയില്ല. അമ്മ തയ്യൽ തൊഴിലാളിയാണ്.
So, survived by 2 children, the 2 girls, 13-year-old and 3-year-old, wife who doesn't have any other form of employment, and mother also doesn't have. So they're saying that he was the sole support system for this family.
Neetu, just tell us, if you could speak to him, do let us know, are they also getting help from the center at all in the form of financial compensation?
I've just asked him about this 5 lakh compensation, and he said that the family needs more finance is something which the family definitely needs. ഇപ്പോൾ സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ഗവൺമെൻറ് ആണ് ഇതിപ്പോൾ 5 ലക്ഷം പറഞ്ഞത്. അപ്പോൾ സെൻട്രൽ ഗവൺമെൻറ്റും എന്തെങ്കിലും കൂടി ചെയ്യണം എന്നാണോ? കുവൈറ്റ് ഗവൺമെൻറ് എന്താണ്?
സർക്കാർ ഏത് സംഘടനയായാലും ഏത് ഗവൺമെൻറ് ആയാലും പരമാവധി ആനുകൂല്യങ്ങൾ കുടുംബത്തിന് കൊടുത്ത് സഹായിക്കാത്തുള്ളത്. കാരണം വേറെ ഒരു മാർഗമില്ലല്ലോ. ഇതൊരു ലക്ഷം വീടാണ് ഇവർ താമസിക്കുന്നത്, കോളനിയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ പിന്നെ വേറെ മാർഗമില്ല. സ്വത്തൊന്നും ഉള്ളവരല്ല, വേറെ സ്ഥിര വരുമാനമുള്ളവരല്ല.
So that particular question, what he said was, it doesn't matter which government, this family needs help, right? Whether it's government or it's other organizations, this family needs help. He was a sole breadwinner, going abroad, working hard, toiling day and night to bring whatever, to give these people a better future, and they hope that the family gets more compensation.
Neetu, thank you. Neetu, we'll keep checking in with you. Thank you for bringing